You guys, personal development is all about that next step forward to get to that next level. And you have to understand, to get to that next level, you need a brain to help you get there. So most of you guys operate from this space of not using your fucking brain and not triggering off neurons to fucking get yourself in the right position. Your neural circuitry fucking works against you. So as long as you remain an out of shape, addicted bum, you fail every day at being a better version of yourself. You fail to tear off the layers of your mind to unveil and reveal a better version of yourself. Every day you wake up and fail at the same things all the time, every day, to render yourself a failure, because that's what your brain is programmed for. Your neural circuitry works against you. The electricity in your brain is firing off in directions that are worse for you. Now, as an organism on the planet, to work against your best interest is to be failing at being a fucking organism. The chimpanzee doesn't deviate from its best interest. The squirrel does not deviate from its best interest. So as a fucking human who decides to work against their best interest, to choose to make a choice that is going to lead to negative outcomes for themselves to suffer in, to make a choice of suffering instead of to neglect the temptation and move in a direction better for yourself. Most of you guys, your brain is your biggest weapon. And so when you complain about the world and what it's not doing for you, you should look in the mirror, confront that bitch, and complain to yourself about that pussy who won't fix that bitch who always fucking works against himself. You have to understand that the world is fair. This is the game of life. You're a fucking failure. And to win at the game of life, you need to become a winner. And you do that by confronting the individual in the mirror. You have to understand that every action you take in life has an underlying motive. You're not going to simply be an unconscious fucking robot and make choices for no reason. There is an underlying motive for the reason you're making these choices. So you have to look and inspect and introspect and reflect on yourself. And you need to ask yourself, why do I work against myself? Deep down in your mind, there are reasons that trigger off emotional triggers within your mind that navigate you to negative outcomes that you choose for yourself, to choose suffering for yourself, and to have a motivation to do that. So you need to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why do I sabotage myself? And you need to ask that question until you figure it the fuck out. Because the way you're moving in life, you've lost your path. You have to understand that when you were born, you had a path to walk. And every time you make that negative choice, you are taking steps off of that path and navigating yourself in a fucking forest. And you're just wandering in the fucking abyss. So you need to confront that individual in the mirror and understand that if you don't want to live a life suffering in the abyss for eternity, you need to confront that pussy in the mirror and make a fucking change to better yourself. You have to understand that every step you take in life is either going to be forward or backwards. There is no neutral standpoint. You're either moving forward and maturing as time fucking continues, or you're moving backwards and depleting as time fucking continues. You're either accruing value or you're stagnating, remaining the same, thus falling backwards. You have to understand that life is a race against yourself. It really is you versus you. The highest version of you versus the lower version of you. Every time you feel tempted and you feed that temptation, guess what, pussy? You are a bitch and you're failing at being the highest version of you. Everyone wants to sugarcoat the shit. Everyone wants to feed off your emotions to make you feel better for that pussy. But only the real ones will give it to you raw. And the raw truth is you are a bitch and you need to overcome your fucking weakness. You have to understand that weakness is like holes in your mind. And every time you feed that weakness, the hole is going to grow. And the more you allow that weakness to flow, the more you will deviate to it. This is why when you feed an addiction for so fucking long, it's hard to stop the addiction. But the moment you start fighting back is the moment you create an underlying motive, a motivation to get rid of that addiction. You're not going to quit your addiction in one day. But I'm telling you right now, if you made the choice to quit and every day you worked as hard as possible and you genuinely wanted to quit, in a month from now and 2 months from now, you would quit. And something in your path would align you to quitting that, because now you are seeking to quit. Most of you guys say you want to quit, but then you do the polarity of, and you seek to get high, drunk, or whatever the fuck you use to escape your reality. Understand that you need to confront the individual in front of you instead of escape it. You have to understand that you can either confront the reality that you're existing in and do everything in your fucking willpower to decimate that reality and to build a new one, or you can suffer in your inadequacy and reverberate and perpetuate that low-level piece of shit we don't don't even want to be fucking aware of. Some of you fucks, it's difficult to even have you in our awareness as we exist and we move through life in a flow state of abundance and growth and just moving towards that destination of infinity. You fucks are in our awareness being less all the time. And to see your existence is to have a motivation on why the fuck we should be better. So don't be someone's fucking motivation. Do yourself a favor and become your own motivation. Self-love is the only infinite motivation. All you guys are watching YouTube videos for fucking motivation. You're using me for motivation. You fucking pussy. Self-love is the only motivation. If you don't love yourself enough to make a change, guess what, bitch? The change won't happen and you'll suffer in your inadequacy. This is why life is fair. It's because the choices you make is exactly what the fuck you're gonna correspond to. A choice is a sequencing of events. You have to understand that every choice has a consequence. And the Latin derivative of con is with consequence. Every choice you make has a with consequence to sequence you into an event that you chose for yourself by making a certain choice. So every time you pick up that drink, every time you pick up the smoke, every time you pick up the drugs, where are you sequencing towards? What destination are you navigating towards every time you make that choice? Is it the sequencing of events that you want to experience? Are you really optimized for getting drunk and high and trying to escape your reality and the pain that you have? Are you optimized for being a lesser, low-level piece of shit bitch every fucking day until you hit the casket? Or are you optimized to look at reality every day, grab it by the fucking neck, and break that shit every fucking day just to accomplish your goals? I mean, what intention are you waking up with? Do you wake up with the intention to be a better individual, or do you wake up with the intention to self-deplete and recede like a receding fucking hairline, going backwards and slowly fading away into the fucking nothingness of the universe? What direction are you heading towards? What choices are you making to head towards that direction? Reflect. Join the self-development community, link in the description. One-on-one mindset coaching, link in the description. Understand that you have a life in front of you that you can take full advantage of if you really wanted to. But the only thing that is proof of what you want is the actions you make on a daily basis and the habits you feed. And the habits that you feed are creating the individual that you are, because your habits inhabit your mind and your habits are a reflection of your mindset. So every time you deviate to the porn, the drugs, the video games, that is a reflection of you. And when you think like a bitch and you come up with the weirdest fucking shit and you realize you're an inadequate fucking loser, well, understand that the habits you put your energy into is reflecting into your mind. So when you decide to count the macros, read the books, and take steps forward in life to wake up and never miss a early wake up, a signed wake up, to every day hit the gym. We hit the gym every day, 3 times a day, right? So you have to understand that you have choices to make, and your habits will reflect your mindset. And every day when you make that difficult choice and you conquer the resistance of making that choice, now you become a harder individual. Like David Goggins said, stay fucking hard. When you make hard choices, you become a hard individual. Your mindset will reflect what you put your energy into. You're no longer looking at life as a fucking weakling. You're no longer going to feel bad for the pussies that victimize themselves out of the best version of themselves. You will see reality from a standpoint of above, because you are operating from a standpoint of above. So are you going to operate and make the choice to become a person that operates from a higher, superior standard from above, to operate from a higher level of being, of existential motion in the universe, to always be in motion with the highest outcome for themselves, and to never deviate from their best interest, to grow in every facet of life, to grow in every aspect of existence, to grow in every metric of existence, to always move forward? Or are you going to make a choice to self-sabotage yourself every fucking day just to compensate for that pussy in the mirror who won't fix that stifling ass bitch? I mean, guys, the choice is yours. The power is within the choice, and you hold the power of the choice. So the power is within you. But every time you make the inferior fucking choice, you're rendered mentally inferior, and you're definitely, powerless by choice. So you could choose power by making the choice you don't feel like making. Like it says in the Bible, love what you hate doing and hate what you love to do. That's the fucking recipe to having a good life. To hate what the fuck you want to do, to hate the porn, to hate the distractions, to hate the weed, the smoke, the vape, the drink, and to love the pain and the suffering that God has blessed you with to become a fucking dominable, fucking insurmountable, fucking domineering individual, to have a will so fucking powerful and to get everything you want out of life. It's that fucking simple. The power is within the choice. So make the power choice or remain powerless. Peace.